Stop scrolling. Seriously, stop. Because the footage you're about to hear about was never supposed to see daylight. One clip. 3 names. And a chain reaction so explosive it's turning reality TV into a crime scene. Todd Tucker. Nene leaks. Naomi. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's the problem. What if the smiles were scripted? What if the power plays were planned? And what if the chaos exploding online right now isn't an accident, but a cover-up gone wrong? Overnight, a new leak hit the internet and, boom, careers started shaking, timelines started deleting, and insiders suddenly couldn't comment. Convenient, right? Sources are whispering. Group chats are melting down. And fans? They are split like it's a civil war. Some say this is finally the truth breaking free. Others swear it's the messiest setup reality TV has ever pulled. But here's the kicker. Why now? Why this footage? And why does it connect Todd to not one, but 2 names that were never supposed to be in the same sentence? Stay with me, because once you see how this unfolds, who knew what, who played who, and who's panicking behind the scenes, you'll realize this isn't just drama. It's a disaster in slow motion. And it's only getting started. The moment that footage hit the timeline, everything changed. Not slowly, not quietly, instantly. One minute the internet was arguing about petty drama, the next minute it was dissecting every frame like it was evidence in a federal trial. Because this wasn't just another leaked clip. This was the kind of footage that makes people start deleting tweets, calling lawyers, and pretending their phones suddenly died. At the center of it all was Todd Tucker, the man who built his entire image on being calm, calculated, and untouchable. The reliable one. The safe one. The guy who always seemed one step ahead of the chaos. Except this time, the chaos found him first. And it didn't come alone. It came with Nene leaks and Naomi, standing way too close to a story that was never meant to connect them. Insiders say whispers about Todd had been floating around for years. Quiet ones. Dangerous ones. The kind you don't say out loud unless you trust the room. Late-night meetings that never made sense. Conversations that didn't match the public narrative. And a pattern, always a pattern, of being in the right place when the story needed steering. Fans brushed it off as coincidence. Producers called it smart television. But now? Coincidence doesn't explain what people are seeing because when viewers slowed the footage down, frame by frame, things got uncomfortable. The setting wasn't random. The body language wasn't casual. And the timing? Almost too perfect. Todd wasn't reacting like a man surprised by exposure. He looked like someone calculating damage. Someone who already knew the leak existed and just didn't know when it would surface. Then there's Nene. And this is where the story turns from scandal into straight-up controversy. For years, she's been known as the one who controls the room without raising her voice. The strategist. The woman who understands power better than anyone else in that world. So when her name appeared alongside Todd in connection to this footage, fans didn't just gasp, they froze. Because Nene doesn't get caught accidentally. Ever. Anonymous sources, yes, the kind that can't be named for legal reasons, claim this wasn't a random overlap. They say Nene knew the narrative before the public ever did. That she had access to information long before anyone else. And Naomi? That's the wild card. The one people underestimated. The one who was always just there. Until suddenly, she wasn't just there anymore. She was central. Social media erupted with theories. Some claimed Todd was the puppet master. Others insisted Nene was pulling strings behind the scenes. And a third group? They believe Naomi is the missing link, the connector between deals, decisions, and damage control. Screenshots started circulating. Old interviews resurfaced. Moments that once seemed harmless were now being replayed with a completely different lens. And here's where it gets darker. A former associate, again, allegedly, hinted that the footage was only a fragment. That what leaked was not the full story, but a warning shot. According to them, there are conversations, messages, and agreements that never made it to camera. Things that could reframe everything people think they know about how certain storylines were protected and others destroyed. Brands went quiet. Accounts stopped posting. And behind the scenes, panic allegedly set in. Because when the public starts asking the right questions, silence becomes suspicious. Why were these 3 names connected? Why now? And who benefits if the truth stays blurred just a little longer? One thing was clear. This wasn't just about reputation anymore. This was about control. And whoever lost it first was about to lose everything. And trust this story hasn't even reached its most dangerous turn yet. What happened next is where the story stopped being messy and started feeling dangerous. Because once the internet connected the dots, the narrative shifted from leaked footage to possible orchestration. People weren't just asking what happened anymore, they were asking who allowed it to happen and who made sure it stayed quiet for so long. Within hours, anonymous accounts claiming inside access began posting cryptic threads. One message went viral instantly. This wasn't exposure. This was leverage. And suddenly, everyone started looking at Todd's past differently. Deals that closed too smoothly. Conflicts that vanished overnight. Cast members who disappeared without explanation. According to alleged insiders, Todd wasn't just reacting to chaos, he was used to managing it. Then came the spending rumors. Private meetings in upscale locations. NDA-heavy dinners where phones were allegedly placed face down and conversations never left the room. One supposed source claimed, money moved faster than truth. That's how it stayed buried. Dramatic? Absolutely. But believable enough that people started paying attention. Because reality TV has always thrived on illusion, and illusion costs money. And Nene? Her silence became the loudest sound in the room. Fans noticed it immediately. No jokes. No clapbacks. No dramatic denial. Just nothing. For someone known for controlling the moment, that absence felt calculated. Or strategic. Some believe she was waiting. Others think she was watching to see which way the story would fall before stepping in. Either way, the pause only fueled suspicion. Naomi's role, however, sparked the most chaos. Old clips resurfaced showing her present in moments that suddenly felt important. People questioned why she was always nearby when decisions were made but never visible when blame was assigned. A now-deleted post from an alleged former associate claimed she knew where the lines were and how not to cross them on camera. The comments section went feral, public reactions spiraled fast. Fan pages split into camps. One side screamed setup. Another screamed conspiracy. Reaction videos popped up analyzing body language, tone shifts, even the way Todd looked off camera. Memes turned brutal. Sarcastic captions like "when the edit can't save you" flooded timelines. And still, no clear denial. No clean explanation. Just more smoke. Then came the rumor that sent everything into overdrive. Allegedly, a second clip existed. Shorter, clearer, and far more damaging. Supposedly, it didn't show anything explicit. But it didn't need to. It showed intent. A moment where the story wasn't being lived, it was being planned. Whether that clip is real or just another layer of chaos, no one knows. But the fear that it might be real was enough. Because once the public believes there's more you're hiding, the damage is already done. And at this point, it wasn't about cancellation, it was about collapse. Careers, alliances, and entire narratives were suddenly fragile. By the time the dust should have settled, it didn't. It thickened. Because pressure doesn't just break people, it exposes systems. And according to whispers spreading through industry circles, this scandal wasn't being managed anymore. It was being contained. Behind closed doors, emergency conversations were allegedly happening. Lawyers on standby. Crisis teams drafting statements that never made it to the public. One rumored insider claimed, they weren't asking how to fix it. They were asking how much it would cost to make it disappear. And that single sentence lit the internet on fire. Todd's circle reportedly began shrinking fast. Friends went quiet. Collaborators stopped tagging him. Invitations vanished. Even supporters started hedging their words, switching from confidence to caution. Because when a narrative turns toxic, association becomes liability. And Todd, once seen as the calm in the storm, was now the lightning rod. Then came the talk of investigations. Not official, yet, but the kind that start with internal reviews and end with uncomfortable questions. Fans speculated about contracts being re-examined, finances being audited, and old agreements suddenly feeling risky. Screenshots of alleged emails surfaced, blurry but provocative, hinting at conversations no one wanted scrutinized. And Nene? The tension around her reached a boiling point. The silence broke, not with a denial, but with a carefully worded statement that said everything and nothing at the same time. No names. No specifics. Just enough distance to create deniability. To some, it read like innocence. To others, it felt like strategy. Because in this game, timing is everything, and hers was flawless. Naomi's situation turned even stranger. Accounts claimed she declined interviews. Others said she was advised to stay completely offline. One rumor suggested she knew where the real bodies were buried, not literally, but narratively. That she held context that could flip blame in either direction. Whether true or not, the idea alone made her dangerous. Public backlash intensified. Hashtags morphed overnight. What started as gossip turned into calls for accountability. Viewers demanded answers. Comment sections became digital courtrooms, handing out verdicts in real time. And the irony? The louder the outrage got, the quieter the people involved became. Then, one final rumor dropped, and this one changed the temperature entirely. Allegedly, someone close to the situation hinted that if things kept escalating, names bigger than Todd's would surface. Executives. Decision-makers. People who never appear on screen but shape everything you see. The implication was chilling. This wasn't just about personal choices, it was about how power protects itself. And suddenly, the question wasn't who messed up. It was who's being protected. As the story hangs in limbo, one truth is undeniable. This chaos didn't come from nowhere. It was built. Layer by layer. Silence by silence. And now that it's cracking, everyone involved is watching the same clock, waiting to see who runs out of time first. Now listen closely, because this is where you come in. This story isn't finished. Not even close. And the truth? It's not coming from press statements, PR teams, or carefully edited interviews. It's coming from the cracks, and those cracks are getting wider by the minute. So I want to know what you think. Who's really pulling the strings here? Is Todd the mastermind, or just the fall guy? Did Nene play the room like she always does? Or is Naomi the quiet player who knows way more than she's letting on? And what if the real power isn't on screen at all? Drop your theory in the comments. Don't just name names, explain it. I want the wild takes, the deep dives, the connections nobody else is talking about. If you're Team Todd, say it. If you're Team Nene, stand on it. And if you think there's a hidden player running the whole game, type Team Mastermind and tell me why. If this video made you pause, rewind, or question everything you thought you knew, hit that like button. It tells me you're ready for what's coming next. And trust me, the next update? It's bigger, messier, and way harder to ignore. Subscribe and turn on notifications because when the next leak drops, and it will, you won't hear it anywhere else like this. This isn't just drama anymore. It's exposure. And we're just getting started.